and the lows are low, but I promise you just keep pushing through. I like feel like that the people that really make it, and pardon me, the people that really make it in this town are the ones that just never give up. And I feel like, everybody talks about this being a 10-year town. And when I first moved here, I was, 3 years in, 2 years in, and I had a song going viral on whatever TikTok, and I was on all these big playlists, and I was like, and I was like,
that is Chase Wright, today's Country Climb Star of the Week. Hello, best friends. It is me, Chris Bennett, and we got a fun show for you today. First, we start things off with a little chaos. Of course, why wouldn't we? Because that's basically the theme of my life. We did a huge social media giveaway for some Diamondback tickets on Mother's Day against the New York Mets. We spun the wheel, called the winner, and I had some phone issues. I thought we might have to move on to the next name, but thankfully, today's winner called back just in time. Then we gave away some more Diamondback tickets to Saturday's game with a little fun fact or fake fact Mother's Day edition. And later on, we talked to today's country climb artist sent our way from Austin Burke and the playlisted podcast, Chase Wright. And today is a huge day for Chase because his third studio album, Chasing Shadows, just dropped. And we got to be the first country radio station to play his brand new song, Chasing Shadows. It's pretty awesome. We talked about his journey from learning guitar on a $20 garage sale guitar to becoming one of the biggest independent success stories in country music with over 420 million streams worldwide. Let's get the show started.
Chris Bennett and the Morning Brew.
Good morning, it's the Morning Brew. Is this Lila?
Yes, it is.
Oh, Lila, I was getting so scared. I had technical difficulty with my phone, and then I called, it went to voicemail, and your voicemail is full, so I wasn't even able to leave a voicemail. But did you enter to win 4 tickets to the Diamondbacks game on Mother's Day on my Chris Bennett comedy pages?
Yes, I did.
Heck yes. Whack, smack. I love my Diamondbacks. Where are you from? What city are you in?
I'm in Lakeside.
Heck yeah. Well, are you a mama or you have a mama?
I am, and I have a mom.
Oh, heck yes. Well, Lila, congratulations. You got in just under the buzzer. You won 4 tickets to the Diamondbacks game on Mother's Day. Take me out to the ball game. Buy her some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. You're going to cheer for the Diamondbacks, I hope.
Yes, thank God.
Yes, awesome. Well, Lila, congratulations on winning 4 tickets to the Mother's Day Diamondbacks game. What radio station hooked you up? Q Country 92.5.
Q Country 92.5.
There you go. Heck yes. You are caller number 3. Who's this?
Lacey.
Lacey! Where are you from, Lacey?
Snowflake.
Lacey from Snowflake calling to win 6 tickets to the D-backs vs. Mets this Saturday. All you have to do is play this fun game called Fun Fact or Fake Fact. You got to get 3 out of 5 right. You get 3 right, you win the tickets. If you don't get 3 right, you lose. All right. Good luck, best friend. It is Mother's Day, so we're going to do Real Fact or Fake Fact Mother's Day edition. Real fact or fake fact? The founder of Mother's Day later tried to cancel it. Is that a fun fact or a fake fact?
Fun fact.
That is a fun fact. There you go. She's got 1 right. She's got to get 2 more right. Yeah, Anna Jarvis, she became furious when companies turned it into a commercial holiday, and she tried to cancel it. All right. Let's see. Fun fact or fake fact? Mother's Day was almost called National Mom Appreciation Day. Mother's Day was almost called National Mom Appreciation Monday. Oh, sorry. National Mom Appreciation Monday. Fun fact or fake fact?
Fake fact?
That is a fake fact. Holy moly. Lacey, you must have had your Wheaties this morning because you are on it. All right. Fun fact or fake fact? Mother's Day is one of the busiest restaurant days of the year.
Ooh.
Fun fact or fake fact?
fun fact.
It is a fun fact. That's right.
Moms don't want to cook on Mother's Day.
Yeah. And even if someone else cooks, they probably don't clean the dishes. So, yeah, take mom out to eat this Mother's Day. You went 3 for 3, Lacey. Congratulations. You won 6 tickets. Can you use all 6?
I can use all 6.
Heck yeah, you're going to see the Diamondbacks this Saturday against the New York Mets. What radio station hooked you up?
Q Country 925.
You know it. Arr!
Chris Bennett's Country Climb, Star of the Week.
It is now time for our Country Climb Star of the Week, baby. And we got another artist sent our way from our best friend, Austin Burke, and the Playlisted podcast. This artist has quietly become one of the biggest independent success stories in country music. In 2019, he moved to Nashville, bet on himself, stayed fully independent, and now has over 420 million. You heard that correct. 420 million streams worldwide. And today is a huge day because he drops his 3rd album today. We're going to be playing his song, Chasing Shadows, this morning. Please welcome Chase Wright.
Dude, I gotta have you follow me around everywhere, man. That was the most electric opening I've ever had in my life.
Heck
Thank
yeah.
you for having me, man.
Absolutely, dude. What an amazing day. Before we get into your country climb, I usually like to start with some rapid fire questions, but today's a huge day. Your 3rd album drops. What's that feeling like?
Dude, I am so happy it's finally here. I feel like so many months of preparation and I mean, years of writing, and just all culminates to today when this record comes out. So I'm so excited that it's finally here, finally out, ready to get this out into the world. Because I mean, I've been hearing these songs for months, if not years at this point. So I'm really fired up that everybody else gets to also.
Sweet, man. We can't wait to play your new song on Q Country here in a little bit. But we're going to have some fun with some rapid fire icebreaker questions. What's more stressful, releasing a new album or being in the public bathroom and realizing there's no toilet paper?
Oh, man. Thankfully, I've never had to deal with the public bathroom, no toilet paper situation, but I've thought about it because I've heard stories, and I don't know what I would do in that situation, but I promise you it would not be good. I think I might just be going home with one less sock or something, you know?
And since you've lived in Nashville since 2019, what's the most Nashville thing you've started doing that you didn't do when you were an Indiana boy?
Oh my gosh. Wow. You know what? Go to a rooftop bar. Indiana couldn't even dream of a rooftop bar. In Nashville, it's like the only thing to do that's like super cool, you know, and not so like touristy. And so we find ourselves on a Friday night at a rooftop bar having a little, you know, drink or two. And that's something I did not do before coming here.
What's one thing about Indiana that you miss?
Probably family. I know that's sentimental and that's, you know, but all my family's there and I'm the only one that like moved away. And so, probably just missing family. And, thankfully I get back to see him a couple times a year.
If you weren't making music, what would you be doing?
Man, I would love to say like be like a race car driver or something. If I could have a dream job that wasn't music, I'd love to drive race cars. But realistically, I would probably just be running some business. I'm like such a businessman through and through. And I feel like if I wasn't doing music, I'd be running some other business somewhere doing something.
And you've had over 420 million streams on your music independently, baby. Was there ever a moment where you looked at your phone and thought, this can't actually be happening?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it was maybe when my first record came out when my very first record came out in 2021, I believe, maybe it was 2022. I don't know, a couple years ago now. But I was looking and what is it? Spotify allows you to see like real-time stats. And it's one of the only apps that allows you to see real-time stats. And I just remember seeing there was like 1,500 people listening to my record at that very moment. And the record had already, you know, accumulated through the singles I'd put out like 30 or 40 million streams, like when the record, it was just like, I was like, what is happening? 1,500 people at this very second, you know, are listening to this new like record. And I only had 10 songs out at the time, you know? And so that was one of those like sort of pinch me moments like, man, this is really happening.
Yeah. Being an independent artist can't be easy. What advice would you give to other independent artists?
Man, yeah, being an independent artist, like fully, like, because I like technically, like some of these big artists that you hear are independent because it's not a major label. I got no sort of label, and so I think that just comes with wearing a lot of like hats. Like I had to learn how to use Photoshop, learn how to use all these video editing software. I bought a camera to shoot my own video. It's just, you have to wear so many hats, and I feel like 80% of my day is spent doing everything but writing or singing, And so I think when it just comes to being an independent artist, you got to be the owner of your business. You got to be the leader of your like team. And you have to be prepared to wear all of these hats and honestly love to do it. And if you don't, then maybe being an indie artist isn't for you, and you should go find, a label team that could help you with those different, services. But I just love the game. I love doing all this stuff, although it is a lot of work at times, but yeah, man, just that I feel like the hats are never ending.
And last question will be the hardest one to ask you all day. If you had one country song to request the rest of your life that wasn't your own, what country song are you picking and why?
Oh, man. I would have to say something off of the Sam Hunt Montevello album. And I don't know. I'd probably say, probably Make You Miss Me off of the Sam Hunt, that his first record. It's just a ballad that I always go back to, and I feel like it just hasn't gotten old. I've been listening to it consistently for like the last 10, 11 years, and it still is just so good.
And today's a big day for Chase because he just dropped his third album. Holy moly. What's it feel like waking up on release day knowing that your new album is out and being distributed to the world?
It's honestly the biggest like weight off my shoulders. I feel like this is something I've been preparing for like months and months. And I've just so much work has gone into this whole project with all the videos and all the, the interviews and the connections and trying to just make sure everybody knows that this project is coming out, and now that it's out, it's like maybe I could take a day off or something. No, I can't take a day off. I'm actually going to LA this weekend because we got a pretty fun thing planned out there for the record. And so you would like think like, oh, it's here. Maybe I could take a day and just take it in. No, work keeps on moving. So here we are.
And this is your third studio album. How does this project feel different than the other two?
I feel like this project is when I got my like fire back a little bit. The first album, I was just so new to music and like I was just making whatever I wanted to make. And then the second record, I kind of lost my way a little bit. I was touring a bunch. I wasn't really managing my time well in the writing room because I was playing so many shows and I had a lot of personal life stuff going on. And so I feel like I kind of lost my creative drive for that second record. And then I really like found myself again when writing this like third project. And I feel like the honesty in all of these like songs, and you can just tell like it's true, like authentic songwriting. And I just really loved creating this project. And that's what makes me so proud to put it out. Is like, I just feel like so proud of this project just due to its, creativity compared to what, I was making a couple of years ago, and I kind of lost my like drive a little bit.
When did music first like take a big hold of you and a big part of your life?
Yeah, I picked up guitar for the first time my freshman year of college. My dad surprised me with this $20 garage sale guitar because I had mentioned to him that, hey, I think I might want to try to learn this. Like, I don't know. And he just got it for me. And that's like funny to think, like if he had never got me that, would I have ever bought my own? Probably not, because I was a college kid with $0, right? But so I just started learning guitar in college and teaching myself on YouTube and all that stuff. And one of my buddies in college played guitar really well, but he didn't, sing. And I was posting a couple little videos of me trying to play guitar and sing. And he was like, how about this? I play guitar and you just sing, and we'll go make a couple $100 at the bar by just singing cover songs. And I was like, I don't know, like I haven't really sang in public like ever. I'm pretty nervous, whatever. And he just signed us up without me even really knowing. And he's like, all right, we got 3 weeks to learn 3 hours worth of music. I was like, what? So every day during lunch, we would go and we would practice songs for like 45 minutes or whatever. And so, yeah, that kind of got me into that sort of performance space. And then I started working a like corporate finance job. I was working and I was just most riveting work you've ever seen. And it was in that moment that I was like, man, this corporate life is not really for me. And I had a year and a half left of college, and I was like, I'm going to try what I can. I'm going to do what I can and try to make this music thing work in this last year and a half. And that's when I really dove in. I started doing all the social media. Every day I was posting. I was really diving into that and really trying to make it work. And one thing led to another, and we ended up in Nashville, and we're doing it.
Heck yeah. So you had a year and a half left to school. Was that when, and then, so 2019, did you move like right after you graduated college, or?
Yeah, I graduated in May, and then 3 weeks later moved. And so I had already signed a publishing deal in Nashville at that time. My this guy who ended up being my first manager found me on Instagram, found a video that I posted, and reached out to me and asked me to come to a songwriters workshop that this company in Nashville was hosting. And so I went to this songwriters workshop led by a hit songwriter, and got to meet my first co-writers in Nashville, but also met him and got to know him a little bit. And we just started working together from that point on. And I was coming down my last year of college a week every month, and I was crashing on his couch, and I was writing a bunch of songs, like 12-hour days for that full week, and then would go back to college next month, do it all over again. And we did that till I graduated and moved to Nashville and started doing it full time and put out music about a year after that.
Man, 2019, we're now 2026, 3 albums released. Did you imagine that things would grow this quickly?
Oh my gosh, no. And it's like funny because when you like say that, when I'm in the like trenches, I don't really see it for what it is. It's like when I'm working, I'm like, okay, what's next? And I'm always trying to one up the last thing, right? I'm just trying to always, grow. And which I feel like that, like, competitive drive is what keeps me going. But also it's not really the most healthy mentally at times. Right. And so, no, I've talked to so many people about this recently. Like all I wanted was to be able to like live off of making money from music. And I've been able to do that since I moved to town, which I'm super, super grateful for. And it's like, that was my only goal going into this whole music journey was like, what if this could be my full-time job? And so I can't lose sight of that, right? Because that's all that I really wanted, but still some days I wake up and I'm so frustrated with how things are going or whatever. But like I'm living the dream that I wanted when I was working that really bad desk job,
Right. And what's the biggest lesson you've learned since moving to Nashville?
Man, the highs are high and the lows are low, but I promise you just keep pushing through. I like feel like that the people that really make it, and pardon me, the people that really make it in this town are the ones that just never give up. And I feel like, everybody talks about this being a 10-year town. And when I first moved here, I was, 2 years in, and I had a song going viral on whatever TikTok, and I was on all these big playlists, and I was like, and I was like 2 years in. And I was like 10-year town. Come on. Well, now I'm on year 7 and I completely get why it's a 10-year town. So it's just about, highs are high, lows are low, but you keep sticking it out. And I promise something will happen.
And what's been your biggest pinch me moment of this whole journey?
Man, I would say probably hearing my song on Sirius XM radio. And I know that's, you guys are, different than that. But I think just the thought of hearing it on, radio for the first time, or, hearing it being played somewhere without me pressing play. Right. That's something that never gets old. And I love that you're giving people the chance, and even giving me the chance that I've never heard this song that y'all are going to play later on the radio. Right. And so you guys will be the first people to play this. And that feeling never gets old. To hear a song of yours out in the wild without you pressing play is something that, like, when that first happened, that pinch me moment, I was like, holy crap, like this is like for real. Like millions or hundreds of thousands, millions of people are hearing this song right now, and I didn't play it.
And how would you describe your sound to people that are just learning about Chase Wright?
Yeah, I mean, I've just always loved like the high energy, bands and songs. And so I think when it comes to like sonically, how my music sounds, I think that I've always tried to have this energy to it, like when I go out and play, shows and concerts and stuff like that, like I'm trying to bring energy from top to bottom. We have a little bitty break in the like middle where I play some sad songs, and then I'm right back into the, it's just, I just love that. It's just fun. So I really try to have that like energy in everything that I do. But also I feel like my like music is just very, very honest. I'm not trying to chase, it's hard, man. I'm not trying to chase any sort of, sound or topic or whatever. I'm just writing truly what I want to talk about and what I want to get off my chest. And so I think between blending that honesty and that high energy, I feel like that's just what you get and what you hear whenever you listen to my music.
We are back with Chase Wright, today's Country Climb Star of the Week, and we're honored to have him as his third album drops today. And we're going to play one of those songs from this third album. And I'm honored to be the first radio station to play it. This song's called Chasing Shadows. Tell us the story behind the song and how did it come about?
Yeah, so this is one of the last songs that I wrote. I think probably the second to last song I wrote for the project. We didn't have a title track yet. I didn't know what I wanted the project to be called, but I was so tired. Well, first of all, the subject matter of the album was this like breakup album and all the difficult things that I've gone through in the last couple of years and just sort of getting that off my like chest, right? But I was so tired of writing like sad, like, angry breakup songs. And I was like, I need something that feels good. I still want to say something, like we weren't good for each other and all this stuff, but like I want to make it feel a little bit lighter, And so I really went into the writing room that day with this like title, Chasing Shadows, and just about how something looks real. And no matter how much you try to run after that thing that looks real, you're never going to be able to touch it. And so just coming in with that and being like, hey, I think there's something cool here, this image of chasing shadows. But I like want it to be fun. I want it to be like a very stomp, clappy, up tempo, like summer feeling song. I'm tired of writing these sad, emotional, like rock heavy songs. And so, yeah, we just started writing and the song turned out so well. And I was like, man, this isn't even like just a song on the record. This might be the name of the record because it's such a cool like title and image. And like, you could do some cool stuff with like the shadows and all this stuff for the cover. And so, yeah, I mean, that was just sort of how it came to be. And it was like something that I was holding on to for these like writers that I thought would really, really get it. And I mean, they knocked it out of the park. And since then we've written a bunch of other like songs together. And it's like one of those groups that I feel like I'm going to get a lot of good stuff. Every time we've gone in, we got some really good stuff.
Heck yeah. Well, I can't wait to play it right now for the first time on country radio. That's right. You're hearing it on our small town station. This is big time, buddy. All right. This is Chase Wright, and this is his new song from his third studio album that just came out today. This is Chasing Shadows on Q Country 92.5.
We were running after something, we got close but couldn't touch it. Over time the lies would finally come to light. We got too far down the road to change our minds and let it go. So I tried to ride it out and save my pride. It was a dead end every time. We normalized ignoring signs. Yeah, we fought that fight and we faked those smiles. And it felt alright for a little while. Oh, but hindsight shows this was never love. We were never close, just chasing shadows. We were feeding on illusion, living off of our excuses, saying it's a season that we won't be in for long, putting faith in our potential, betting on the stars, knowing it ain't accidental that we wound up where we are. It was a dead end every time. Looking back, no wonder why. Yeah, we fought that fight and we faked those smiles, and it felt alright for a little while. Oh, but hindsight shows this was never love. We were never close, just chasing shadows. Chasing
was Chase Wright with his new song, Chasing Shadows, off of his new third album titled Chasing Shadows. Holy moly, Chase, that was amazing. How did it feel to hear your song off your new album played on the country radio for the first time?
I didn't know the song could sound so good, No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, I was really, really cool. I mean, it does not get better than that. I know I talked about it, earlier, but yeah, man, I feel like all that you like dream about as a kid is having your song on the radio. And so super, super grateful for that. And, I think it sounds pretty good on the radio. I don't know.
Oh, dude, I love that song. And I know there's a lot of other great songs on that album. If there's two other songs that people should check out, either from that album or just from your repertoire, what songs would you recommend they check out other than Chasing Shadows?
Yeah, so Chasing Shadows, the title track, super fun. But I think off this record that just came out, I think a song called Find Myself, that one I feel like is really, really cool. And I feel like really, wraps up the entire idea and theme of the record really, really well. And I think that this last song is It Was Always You, which is the first track on the album. If you're listening to the album from top to bottom, it's the very first one. And that's just a, song that was the first one that I put out, and it came at such a great time for me. Because I needed it the most, I needed it the most when it came out. I needed people to respond to it like they did to keep me, motivated and going, because I was going through such a low personally and professionally. And it really jump started things again for me. And just how it's sort of touched people and how people have resonated with that. That one really, really does mean a lot to me. And so I think it was always you, Find Myself, and Chasing Shadows. If you only got 9 minutes of your time, those are the three songs you need to be checking out.
Heck yeah. And you know what? Everyone should go download the whole album so you can hear all the great songs, Chasing Shadows. And how can people follow you and your journey and support you?
Yeah, I'm everywhere on everything at Chase Wright Music, and that's WRIGHT. Chase Wright Music, and you can find me everywhere. And I got 30 something songs out now, and so you'll have a couple hours of listening.
Heck yeah. Well, thanks so much for spending some time with us on your release date. Congratulations. And you have a home here on Arizona Radio at Q Country. So as you have new music coming out, we want to continue to be some of the first station that gets to play your music. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you guys so much for having me.
This has been Chase Wright. He is today's Country Climb Star of the Week.
Come on.
Chris Bennett's Country Climb, Star of the Week.
That was a juicy episode today, best friends. Huge thank you to Chase Wright for being today's Country Climb Star of the Week. Make sure you go check out his brand new third studio album, Chasing Shadows, streaming everywhere now, and give him a follow on social media to keep up with his country climb. And congratulations again to all of today's Diamondback ticket winners. If you want to win tickets and be a part of future giveaways, make sure you're following me at Chris Bennett Comedy on all social media platforms so you can find out about all the juicy giveaways before anyone else. And don't forget, our Morning Brew anniversary bash is happening May 16th at the house in Show Low. We'll have live music all day, Austin Burke performing that night, and our cornhole tournament presented by Horn Auto Center benefiting 3E Snacks. So grab your partner, get signed up now at ChrisBennettComedy.com. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today, best friends. We'll be back Monday with more chaos, more laughs, and probably more things going off the rails. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please share it with a friend. That's how this little community keeps growing. For the Morning Brew, I'm Chris Bennett, reminding you to be nice to yourself, be nice to others, and don't be jerk. Bye.